Good morning and welcome to the Sunday Start Sit program brought to you by Going for Two Live. I am Topher Kurt, but you can call me Topher. I'm here with Jamie Perog, and we are here to answer your Sunday morning questions.
Hold on, crap.
You hitting the button, Jamie?
Yeah, my computer froze. Crap.
Okay, well, we're supposed to have an intro video that comes up, so we're gonna see if Jamie can hit that, or I'll just keep talking until
I'll be right back, I think.
Okay. Sounds
Sorry,
good.
man.
Hey, you're all good. No worries. Okay. So Jamie's computer is being a little funky. That is okay. We've all had those things before. So if you have questions, comments, concerns, please let us know. Also, we got a chat comment over on the YouTube, and it is not popping up over on here. So I see a comment from Jman937. It says, "Hey guys, we appreciate you being here. Thank you very much, Jman." Okay. Jamie Perog commenting right there. Awesome. Okay. Looking for your. Ooh, there we go. It's working. There we go. J-Man, glad you're here. Jamie, glad you're commenting. Hope you can join us in video soon. Drop the mic, FF. Yo. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here today. Okay, so throw us your start sit questions. Let us know who you have some troubles with starting. Who should you start? Who should you sit this week? I have one for the chat right now since Jamie is off. I have Baker Mayfield or Jordan Love. Baker Mayfield versus the Jets, Jordan Love at Cleveland. If you're watching, tell me, who would you start? Okay. Otherwise, I will bring up some other ones as we are waiting for people to get comments in. Let's see. And I heard a bloop. Does that mean Jamie is here? Jamie is here. There we go. You here now, buddy?
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Oh, it's all good. Life happens. We're glad you're here. Okay. I started off our conversation today. First question is, who would you start? Baker Mayfield versus the Jets or Jordan Love versus the Packers?
You mean Jordan Love versus the Browns?
Oh, Browns.
Yeah.
Jordan Love versus his own team.
Yeah, I'm going to go Baker Mayfield, man. It's hard to sit him. He's also got that sneaky rushing upside. You can't deny that. Dude's a dog. And in my rankings, personally, I got him, I think, 11th or 12th. Yeah. And then Jordan Love down to 15.
Okay. And J-Man says Jordan Love Browns will give up points. And that's why I'm wondering, because I know that the Browns will give up points. Right now in this league, Baker Mayfield is quarterback 8, and Jordan Love is. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I don't want to see his scores. I want to see my team.
Yeah, I do agree that Browns are going to give up points, and it's not going to be through the run game.
Yep.
So they are going to pass, but
Love.
Yeah, remember Jaden Reed's out.
Okay. Jaden Reed is out. Correct. Tucker Kraft is in, though. Let's talk about that. Tucker Kraft being safe after a scare, and people drop lots of fab on Luke Musgrave, only for that to not be a thing. Love over Baker. Igbuka will be limited in the game. You know what? And I think that's a good point. I also have Igbuka and Bucky Irving on my team as well. So that does, I think, make a difference. And my IR is Christian Watson and Jaden Reed in that league. So I like to stack my QBs in Dynasty. but not helping me out in the Jordan Love field. Here we go. J-Man, thank you for asking our first question. Tight end premium 0.5 and full point PPR. Do I stick with Ertz doing his QB as Mariota or roll the dice with Christian Kirk? Easy. Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I mean, a new quarterback coming in. I mean, I know he's a vet, but he's still going to lean on that tight end position.
Yeah, tight ends get those shorter dink and dunks, those things that backups are going to rely on. Plus, let's be real, the Las Vegas secondary is nothing to like talk about, nothing to worry about, nor those linebackers. It's their defensive line that's good, but I wouldn't worry about their back seven, their back eight. So I'd go Ertz. We don't know. I mean, I need to pull up a stat because I talked about it on my Wednesday show over for Fantasy Now Plus, which you can check out. If you check out Wednesday nights, you can check me out at 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern, not Eastern Central, 7 to 8 Central. And then right after that, you can head over and check out Jamie from 8 to 9 Central.
Fantasy Six Pack. Yep. And then right after Fantasy Six Pack, you can catch me at the IDP Center.
Boom. So Wednesday nights, if you have nothing to do, or even if you have things to do, cancel those plans. I want to talk about Christian Kirk real quick, then I'll go into the next one. CJ Stroud has thrown for 250 yards twice since week 5 of last year, and that one of those games was 257 yards. It's not good. It's not good. I'm not trusting CJ Stroud right now. So J-Man definitely starting Ertz. Let's see. 0.5 PPR, 0.5 tight end premium, Ramondre or Kelsey?
Just because of the premium, I'm going to go Kelsey. Without the premium, I have them almost exactly projected the same. But I got to go with the premium. You got to remember last week that Ramondre long 50-yard catch. They practiced that all week, but it was Henderson that was in there on that play. And for some reason, Henderson wasn't in during the actual game. So without that catch, I don't think Stevenson would have done that well. So let's go Kelsey.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It's going to be a tough game for Hollywood Brown too. So
yeah, I'm with you. I'm leaning Kelsey. I think Ramondre looked really good last week, but we saw Ramondre look really good at the beginning of the season last year and just dissipate. I think that's a Ramondre trend. He is the Sammy Watkins of running backs. Let's start off really strong and then not do anything else. That's my thought. I'm going Kelsey here. Yes, here we go. And drop the mic, FF. Leggett officially inactive. Thank you for letting us know on that.
Also, Juwan Johnson, I believe, is out, and so is Purdy.
Juwan, you mean Jennings?
Juwan Jennings. That's I'm literally in the middle of a trade with Juwan Johnson, and I'm about to hit the accept button, so that's where my brain is.
Ooh, my stomach just about dropped out of my body.
Juwan Jennings. My bad, guys. I just sold Juwan Jennings for an early 2026 second round pick.
Juwan Jennings or Johnson?
Johnson. Do it again.
Hey, so Juwan the tight end. You just
sold him for an early 2026 second.
Juwan the wide receiver is inactive. Matthew Morris, hey buddy, thanks for being here. I will tell you, Jamie, Matthew is just like you. He is supportive of me in everything. Shows up all the time. You two would get along very well. Awesome. You're both very supportive, caring people. He goes through and will like all of my Instagram stories, even if he might not know what they mean, because they sometimes lean into gay culture, because that's who I am. I also have found these very wonderful Britney Spears memes where it's just talking about like, I'm giving up on life today because life has given up on me or something like that. And it's Britney Spears as like a teenager writing in her diary. and he likes every single one of those. So I appreciate that.
Ooh,
Here
I
we
like
go.
that
Bringing it back. Thank you, Jared Fortin. Need one PPR. Keenan Allen versus Denver. Thank you for putting in matchups. Wan'Dale Robinson versus KC, or Hollywood versus the Giants. This is a tough one. This is a good one to bring up. I appreciate this one, Jared. What are your thoughts?
I'm trying to think because I know Wan'Dale, he's what, top 10 right now, but he's not going to stay that way. But the thing is, the Chiefs do allow the third most fantasy points to the slot receiver. Wan'Dale plays 75% of his snaps in the slot. He also sees a 25% target share, and 75% of those targets are designed for him, which is fifth most in the league. So I'm gonna have to go Wan'Dale.
I think that after week 1, we all want to start Hollywood because he had 16 targets. I think that was a Patrick Mahomes freaking out. I need to throw to somebody because they had all this stuff designed for Xavier Worthy. And who filled that role? Hollywood Brown. Last year, he targeted Tyquan Thornton more. Oof. And just that guy seemed to be more involved, especially in downfield stuff. I'm staying away from Hollywood Brown. It's either Keenan Allen or Wan'Dale Robinson for me because I think that Patrick Surtain is going to be covering Ladd McConkey most of the time. And I lean Wan'Dale. I've liked Wan'Dale. Last year, he was top 10 in targets in the league, and he could easily be on his way to do that again. And except his ADOT not being short, he was giving you like 7 receptions for 34 yards on a weekly basis last year. And I think this year, obviously, even last week, don't expect that. Don't expect that every week. But he is actually going to get some downfield throws this year, which I really like. So I'm going Wan'Dale. Giants are going to have to throw to stay in that game. That is my thought on that. Okay. Let's see. Other start sit questions. Make sure that you are rolling those in. We would love to see them, love to hear them from you. Jamie, do you have any?
Not really. I just wanted to talk about the whole JJ McCarthy benching.
Yes.
I think it's some kind of a conspiracy. And hear me out. So you say they say he did it during the game last week, but when you watch the game, there was no situation where it looked like he had a high ankle sprain. So I'm thinking he just wasn't doing too well. They made up this injury just to sit him to like not have that controversy. Let him sit for like a few weeks, learn a little bit, then bring him back, see what he does, see if he has one of those like Sam Darnold resurgence.
I could see that. I will also say that sometimes players play through things and you don't see it until later. So I think that's one thing. I think it's probably a little bit of both. I think they're like, oh, you are a little injured. It's like a little 5-year-old coming up and being like, I got a cut. And it's like, okay, let's take you to the emergency room. Okay, yes, your ankle's uncomfortable, but we don't need to sit you. Cooper Kupp or Diggs? I feel like I'm back in 2021 asking who should be the number 1 overall wide receiver.
For me, I think I still got to go Cooper Kupp. Darnold is playing it's blanking, but I know that the team he's playing allows the most time to throw for quarterbacks. So I think Kupp's going to be able to get open.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I answered this last night for Mike in the chat. So I got to stick with Kupp. Pretty sure I said Kupp.
Mike, please tell us if he gave a different answer so then we can keep track of that. On Fantasy Pros, Stephon Diggs is ranked 47th and Cooper Kupp is ranked 48th. So this is a very fair question. However, Cooper Kupp is playing New Orleans. Stephon Diggs is playing Pittsburgh. I like Cooper Kupp getting something against New Orleans a lot more than I like Stephon Diggs getting something against Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh hasn't been great, but New Orleans has been horrendous. So,
Yeah, in my rankings, I have Kupp 37th and Diggs 44th. So a
okay.
little bit separation there.
Okay. And thank you, Mike. Here we go. Chad. Hey, buddy. Unfortunately, I had Burrow and Purdy. Do I start Jake Browning or Danny Dimes? Ooh, is this in our league, Chad? Is this in our league? His team name is the Average Joes. I kind of love it because he is the Dalton. If you know what I mean, he is the Dalton line of the league. If you don't know what the Dalton line means, it used to be a thing of how good quarterback was in the league, around the NFL. Now the Call podcast used it. I'm going Danny Dimes.
Yeah,
I
with
think
you.
I just think that that's a safer play. I think he also has more upside. You saw it, after week 1, you're like, oh, okay, whatever. Week 2, you saw he did that against what is considered a legitimate defense. And this week he's playing at Tennessee. Tennessee's not stopping a whole lot. And Jake Browning against Minnesota, Michael Penix didn't do a whole lot. They did a lot of field goals last week. And I see Jake Browning has better targets, but he's not a better quarterback than Michael Penix. And so I think outside of Jamar Chase, there's not going to be, and obviously T. Higgins is great. I don't think the team's going to do a whole lot. So yeah, that sucks, Chad. Sorry to hear that. But Danny Dimes all the way.
Yeah, because I know Browning has been all right when he played 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The offensive line is a little bit worse right now, and you just got to trust Danny Dollars, man.
Danny Dollars. Okay, so right now he's Danny Dollars. I can support that for now. Okay, Matt says
Parlay. He's at the Fantasy Six Pack.
Ooh, there we go. Love it. I had Jaden Daniels and I have Jamar Chase. Do I go Jake Browning today or grab Sam Darnold off waivers and play him with JSN being a little ill? I mean, where are we feeling on? I need to see is there a update on JSN. So 3 hours ago through RotoWire remains questionable, but his availability is unlikely to be affected while he bounces back from an unspecified bug. I mean, we all don't always perform our best when we got the runs or whatever you might have. I mean, you're not sitting there and being like, yes, I'm doing my best work when I am thinking about, oh God, am I going to crap my pants all the time? But I also think he's an NFL player. They'll give him drugs to push through it. I go Sam Darnold because they got Cooper Kupp involved. They've got Torrey Horton involved. Kenneth Walker is their only healthy running back. Charbonnet probably isn't going to play today. He's been doubtful all week. Doubtful essentially is just a kiss of just like leading somebody on to say, yeah, I want to go on a second date and then never go on a second date.
So, like for me, they're playing the Saints.
Yeah.
Like Darnold's going because the Saints. Saints have allowed the most time for quarterbacks to throw. They're averaging 2.5 touchdowns allowed per game, about 200 passing yards versus Minnesota. They only allow about 150 yards allowed per game and a half a passing touchdown. So, yeah, give me Darnold. Go pick Darnold up, see what he could do.
Yeah.
Rodgers and Stroud. Ooh. So right now I have Darnold at 20th. Browning's at 30 for me. I guess I'm against the consensus because consensus 75% want Browning. I don't agree with that at all.
I would almost go
Rodgers or-
Aaron Rodgers because
Yeah, I'm thinking because
Christian
Rodgers,
Gonzalez is up.
I got Rodgers 2 spots higher. But Stroud, I have Stroud in my top 10 this week. Is that crazy?
Yes.
Against Jacksonville?
Yes.
Why? How?
I think I don't know. I think that Stroud. I don't trust Stroud. I don't. He hasn't had over 250 passing yards since week 5 of last year. And that was when Nico Collins got injured. He has not recovered as a passer since Nico Collins got injured last year. He's been a pitiful. The team doesn't look good. It just doesn't.
It's such a great matchup, man. Like Jacksonville has not been good, man. Like,
I know they haven't. I'd rather go Aaron Rodgers.
I'm gonna go Stroud.
Okay. So both of us are passing by Jake Browning and Sam Darnold. We're saying take one of these two. I'm gonna say Rodgers, and he says Stroud, and I'm right. Drop the mic said yes, he did say Cup last week. Okay, J-Man, full PPR, Cup, Cooper Cup, Moore. I'm gonna assume DJ Moore or Darnell Mooney.
Definitely. It's not David Moore.
No, that's true. Because there's really not another Moore at wide receiver. Okay.
Yeah, so for me, it's between Cup and DJ Moore. Let me check my spreadsheet. This is DJ Moore all the way.
I think it's a shootout. I think it's a shootout here in Dallas. Well, in Chicago, between Chicago and Dallas. I think that's a pretty easy one for me. And Darnell Mooney against Carolina, we haven't seen enough from, like last week Darnell Mooney had 86% snap share. He had 4 targets, 2 receptions, 20 yards. And we haven't seen Drake London do anything. We haven't seen, we haven't seen a whole lot. Drake London barely has 100 yards on the season on 19 targets. So it's looking a little rough out there for the Atlanta wide receivers.
For me, I mean, DJ Moore is right around that wide receiver 30 for me. I have him around Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, DK Metcalf, and then Cooper Cup. Cooper Cup for me is where do you go? 36. So a little bit lower, right around the Keon Coleman's, the Shakors, Darnell Mooney's at 40. So if I put them in order, yeah, it's definitely DJ Moore at the top.
Yeah, DJ Moore, that's for sure.
Drop the mic even said DJ Moore for him.
Awesome.
That's my co-host the host over at the Going for Two cheat sheet.
And then he also said JSN is likely to play. And he also said that Jamie is crazy for thinking Stroud is a top 10 quarterback this week.
All right, well, we'll see next week.
Yeah, thank you.
Put him on my show sheet for Tuesday, man.
Thank you, Matt. Hey, at least we took your options down from 4 to 2.
Yeah. And I appreciate Jason for the super chat.
Yes.
Really appreciate supporting the channel, man.
Absolutely. Very much so. That will buy me a pack of gum. And Jamie, I don't know.
Buy a 40 ounce.
Ooh. Edward 40 hands. There we go. Okay. Chad, there we go. Another one. Kelsey or the hot hand, Juwan Johnson. This one's easy for me. Juwan Johnson to the moon and then some.
Seriously,
yes. Seriously.
I don't know, man. I have Kelsey in my top 5 this week. Where do I have him at? Number 4. And Juwan Johnson, I put him at 10. Both good plays. But just the fact that we know Hollywood Brown's probably not going to do well, they're going to lean on Kelsey.
but I don't feel like Kelsey is somebody that you can necessarily lean on anymore. So right now, Kelsey has a 15% target share. He has the same percent target share as Tyquan Thornton right now. Him and Tyquan Thornton are within 1.4 fantasy points of each other. He doesn't have an end zone target. Travis Kelsey does not have an end zone target. He is third on the team in air yards at 12%. Thornton is at 51. Hollywood Brown is at 21%. And Travis Kelsey is second on the team in routes at 80%. Hollywood's at 89. Tyquan Thornton ties at 80. Juju is at 79.
All right,
I don't think they're going to lean on him.
So when Kelsey drops 2 touchdowns for 60 yards and 5 catches.
Okay, so then let's compare with this. Juwan Johnson is running on 94% of routes. He's got a 27% target share. He's got a 29% end zone target share, along with a 30% play action target share. He's got a 26% air yard share. I think all the opportunity metrics lean Juwan Johnson's way, and I don't think the Saints are ever going to be the overs. Like, they're not going to be the predicted winners this season. You're not doing that. So I think they're going to have to pass all the time. Plus, Chad is also from KC, so he lives in the KC area. So for him to question if Kelsey should be playable, I'm going Johnson for you, bud.
All right, I'll take Kelsey.
Okay. Here we go. Sean Sparrow, Benson or Tootin to pick up. Oh, ooh. Easy. Tootin.
This must be a rest of season play, right?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah, I have rest of season. I have them back to back at 38 and 39. So that's tough for me. Tootin, dude, is just so electric. I compare him to Rick James. He's a super freak.
Yes.
But Benson, like let's say Connor goes down. Benson's going to get the majority of the workload. If ETN goes down, I still think there's going to be some kind of a split between Tootin and LaQuint Allen. So, man, this is so tough.
I think they traded away Tank Bigsby because they love Tootin so much.
Like, I had Tootin before the process for the draft. I had Tootin as a top 24 dynasty wide receiver. That's how high I was on him. So, yeah, I'm going to go Tootin.
Yeah, I like both of them. I like both of them. I do. I would like to pick both of them up. If you can pick both up, great. But if I have to choose one or the other, I'm going with Tootin.
Yeah, I think Tootin is just so electric. Last week, he only got 25% of the rush share or snap share, and he still broke some runs off and was reliable.
Yeah, he was only in for 25% of snaps, had 31% designed rush attempts. And he was in for 33% of short, down, and distance snaps. So, J-Man, if Stroud is top 10 QB, would you still go with Ertz, Jamie? I'm not sure how those correlate, but maybe Jamie sees how those correlate.
Stroud is a... Yeah, I don't. Can you put in the chat? Like, I'm not sure. Because I do like Ertz.
Yes, I think those are very different positions. And so I don't know if you can't, unless he
Hurts.
Well, he asked about Ertz earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He was the one asking about Ertz or Christian Kirk. But I don't know how Stroud and Ertz correlate. So if you could comment with that so we can understand your question better, that would be fantastic. Okay. So he asked about
Kirk or Ertz.
Oh, okay. I get it. So he's saying since Stroud is top 10 And my question was Christian Kirk or Zach Ertz.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
That makes total sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So no, I like Nico this week. Nico is my number 4 receiver. I think he's
Wow.
gonna go ballistic. I also like Jaden Higgins to kind of step up. I know he hasn't been doing much, but in this game, it's either going to be Nico or Higgins. And I have a league I am playing Christian Kirk, but I have no other options, and I'm not mad about it. So I do hope he does do pretty damn good. And I just think Ertz, man.
Yeah.
Ertz is going to see the targets.
I agree.
Ertz is going to be second in targets on the team, when Kirk is what, like third, fourth, maybe.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. I'm still going Ertz. He's got the upside where Kirk doesn't. Superflex team that I lost Daniels, Stafford or Geno. Oof, Stafford or Geno. Let me look. I'm gonna tell you I'm a Geno stan through and through. So they play Washington. And so Geno plays Washington and Stafford plays Philly. That is tough. That is a very tough question. I'm going Geno. I'm going Geno because I feel like even against Washington and not having Daniels, they're going to still pass the ball. I feel like Geno, I've been big on Geno all offseason. He's been ranked way too low. I like Stafford. I don't know. I need to look into this a second more.
For me, it's Geno. I have Geno at 19th, Stafford at 26. Matchup wise, if you look at Philly is pretty damn good, man. They I don't think they allowed 200 passing yards yet, have they? And then maybe one touchdown all year. And then Washington, they allow a touchdown, 2 touchdowns so far, and over 200 yards. So,
okay. And so here's something to bring up. When they played in the playoffs this last year, this last season, because it was this year, Stafford had an obscenely great game. He had 324 yards and 2 touchdowns. And he all regular season last year he threw one game for over 300 yards, and that was week 1 last year in the 24 season. So I think I think that the Rams do have a number on the Eagles. They're an incredible team, but I think that the Rams do have their number a bit. I'm changing my mind. I'm going Stafford. I think with Devontae Adams and Puka, I'm leaning Stafford.
Yeah, I understand the receiving options he has. Man, like if it was my decision, I'm going Geno.
They have to. I think that the Rams are going to have to throw to stay in the game. I think that's a thing, and I think.
So you're saying sit Kyren Williams?
I wouldn't say sit Kyren Williams. I would say depending
on.
He's a bum. Yeah, you go out and do what he does.
7 yards per carry.
You go out and do what he does. Okay. Stafford has had thrown for 245 and 298 passing yards this season so far. I mean, he's getting you good yardage. Better than CJ Stroud.
Yeah. Well, positive regression coming today.
Okay, Daniel Jones, Herbert, or May. Okay, this is a great team. This is a great options for you to have.
And you only get to start one, so you have to eliminate Daniel Jones. Man, you only get to start one. Because I got them both in the top 5, like Herbert and May.
Yeah.
Like, I guess I have Herbert a little. Man, this is tough. It's between Herbert and May, man, because they're both in my top 5.
I'm gonna go with Herbert. I don't have a whole lot besides my gut on that one. I think they could all three be great plays. But I think when it comes to watching teams this year, watching Herbert, he's what we've been wanting him to be. They're finally letting him just be the gunslinger, and he's proving that yes, I am good enough to be this gunslinger that should be in a pass first offense, not a run first offense. Drake May and the Patriots have not looked as smooth as the Chargers. Drake May doesn't have the same amount of the same targets, the same like the fact that Herbert has those three receivers going for him, like that's going to boost me. That's going to give me upside on him every day of the week. I'm going Herbert.
Well, May does have that rushing upside. They have this. I mean, last week they designed like 10 rushing opportunities for him.
Yeah, they did.
But Herbert, like you said, he's got the weapons. QJ is going to be locked up probably by Surtain. Surtain only plays, I think, 12% in the slot, and he doesn't shadow. So I'm thinking McConkey and Herbert are just going to connect all day.
That would be very nice. Talk about rushing upside. Justin Herbert has 16 rush attempts and is averaging 31.5 rushing yards per game. Drake May has 14 rushing attempts and is averaging 21 yards per game. Drake May did score a touchdown. Drake May has also been sacked 7 times. Justin Herbert's only been sacked 5 times. Justin Herbert is throwing for more yards than Drake May, has 2 more passing touchdowns than Drake May right now. I know that's just recency bias on those, but again, I'm sticking with Herbert. I think his team is better. I think his peripherals are better. I'm going Herbert.
Yeah, so I'm going to stick to my guns because when I did my rankings, I had Herbert at 4, Drake May at 5. So I'm going to say Herbert.
So Justin, this is a great question. I appreciate it. This one's tough. Yeah. Igbuka is active.
He might be limited, though. I did hear he could be limited.
Yes. I am limited too when I roll out of bed every morning. So okay. Can Daniel Jones keep up this pace? Probably not.
Well, so the thing is, Daniel Jones isn't going to keep up a top 5 quarterback pace.
No.
He will regress. I have him rest the season at probably around 15. Because, I mean, you can't put him over Caleb. You can't put him over Kyler, Justin Fields when he comes back, Bo Nix. So that puts him around 14 rest of the year. I can see him over Jared Goff, Jordan Love, Brock Purdy, Trevor Lawrence.
That is slander.
Stafford, people like that, yeah.
Jared Goff and Jordan Love will beat him, in my opinion. Here's what's going on for Daniel Jones is that right now he has 3 rushing touchdowns. That is the unsustainable part, in my opinion. He has 13 rushes on the season, 28 yards. That is not going to be sustainable throughout the entire year. His passing could. He's averaging close to 290 a game, 290, 295. If I'm doing head math real quick, very nicely. He's got a yards per average throw of 9.35, and he's thrown about 32 attempts per game. I think they could continue to do that. I think that if he does not have 3 rushing touchdowns, he's not where he is right now without those 3 rushing touchdowns.
So J-Man, I know you have Javonte Williams in one of our leagues. Start him this week because the Bears' run defense gives up the most yards before contact by far. I don't know the exact number offhand, but it's insane. And then after that, then you could go sell them high after his huge game this week.
Yeah. So looking at quarterback rushing right now, there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 quarterbacks that have rushing touchdowns this season so far. Daniel Jones, Jalen Hurts both have 3. Josh Allen, who's already played 3 games, only has 2. And then again, 11 quarterbacks overall that have at least 1 rushing touchdown. Yardage wise, Daniel Jones is the 3rd lowest. He is 9th out of that. One of those is Jake Browning has 1 rushing attempt for 1 yard. Michael Penix has 7 attempts for 20 yards. Daniel Jones has 13 attempts for 28 yards. Daniel Jones is tied for 8th with rushing attempts on the season, and he is the lowest by a good margin. The only one that's under 50 yards behind besides him with at least 13 rushing attempts or more is Drake May at 42. Every single one of those other quarterbacks are at 60 yards or plus on their 13 plus rushing attempts. So I do not think that Daniel Jones will keep this up because he cannot sustain yardage and he will not be scoring touchdowns all the time. Okay. McConkey, Evans, or Collins?
Holy Jesus, man. What kind of team is this?
Right?
They're all in my top 15.
Who are you beating in an alley and stealing their lunch money and taking their players from them? I love this for you.
I mean, like I said, I did say it earlier. I do have Nico in my top 6. But man, all of these guys are ranked high in my list. I even mentioned earlier, McConkey's going to get targeted a lot.
Yeah.
In the slot. And then Evans, I mean, with Edbuka getting limited snaps, I could see him having a big game.
I lean. That's it. Ooh, this one is. You can. Who else are you starting?
Yeah.
So here's my question: is this a 1 wide receiver league? Are you starting?
He has
who else
to have.
Are you throwing?
He has to have at least Lamb, Puka, Neighbors, and Chase on his team. Maybe Jefferson
or Amon-Ra.
Yeah, or London.
Yeah, maybe a Dunze because I would start a Dunze.
Oh, I love a Dunze this week.
I love a Dunze, period.
Yeah, I'm trying to trade for him, but it's hard right now. I'm just gonna say Collins. I think he has that big, huge game this week. That's why I have him in my top 6. If you decide, it's between Collins and McConkey for me.
Okay, so I just saw this. I don't think I've ever noticed this before on Fantasy Pros. I do have the premium subscription for it, but it shows you past fantasy points over projection, how they have met it. Of his last 11 games, Nico Collins has exceeded his projection 45% of the time. For Ladd McConkey, in his last 15, he's exceeded it 46% of the time. And Mike Evans, in his last 13 games, he's only exceeded it 38% of the time. So, and those might sound like low numbers. The highest number that I'm seeing in the top 24 right now is Cortland Sutton with 68%. And Jamar Chase with 62%. Same thing with Amon-Ra and Jacoby Myers with 57%. The rest of them are at, and BTJ at 62, Jackson Smith and Jigba 56. The rest of them are at 50% or lower. So they are, however, for this range, they're all in the lower part of that. So I think that I'm going Evans. I think Evans is the safest play. I think Collins is your boomer bust play. I think McConkey is your B plus kind of guy. He won't win you a week, but he could either be a B plus or like a C minus. Oh, here we go. When you were talking about Javonte Williams, what about Ferguson at tight end? He seems to have a lot of upside. I feel like tight end upside is a big thing that is talked about. And last week he had 12 targets. Yes, it was a shootout game, but the week before he had 6. The tight end, depending on who else you have at tight end, that's one of those things. Who else do you have?
So the people that I'm starting over Ferguson right now would be Brock Bowers, Trey McBride, Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, and Laporta. That's it.
Oh, that's true. It is the Chicago game.
So I have Jake Ferguson right now at tight end 6. So unless you have one of those big name guys, yeah, definitely he's a must start.
I would start Jawan Johnson and Zach Ertz over him. I'd put him at tight end 8, tight end 9 for me.
I can see Hawkinson also being over him just because
you
got to remember who's starting at quarterback for him.
Correct.
And he's going to rely on the tight end position. So
I know, but he also I think that this offense is just going to be, I don't think that Bears passing attack is going to be anything to write home about for a few weeks, maybe even for the first half of the season, depending on how we go with the Wentz, JJ McCarthy train. So yes, I think Ferguson is a top 10 tight end this week easily.
I have him at 6.
So. Yeah, he has him at 6. I have him at 9. So that's where I would go with it. Will Jordan Love throw higher or lower than 1.5 touchdowns? I do not play around with over-unders with Jordan Love because the Packers offense, they are not super trustworthy. However, the past 2 weeks he has thrown 2 touchdowns in each game. But before that, he threw, let's see, from week 8 last year, he only had, from week 8 to 18, there's their buy-in there. He only had 3 games with more than 1 touchdown, passing touchdown. But I think it's a different Jordan Love. He's healthier this year. And I think that Tucker Kraft is going to get you one. And then you're going to get one from Romeo and or maybe Matthew Golden finally. He's got
I was going to say, I think Matthew Golden gets one this week.
Matthew Golden has been insane in separation. He has been the league leader in separation at the wide receiver position. I am not sure how he's not getting the ball all the time. I think this Jaden Reed injury, he needs to get better quickly. I love that kid. And obviously anybody that's injured, we want them to heal quickly. I think though that Matthew Golden, one of the receivers, will catch a passing touchdown, and I think Tucker Kraft will. But I'm not very good at touchdown predictions. I will throw that out there.
The Browns allow the second least amount of points per game to slot receivers. Matthew Golden plays on the outside. They Cleveland allows the second most points per game to outside receivers, and that's where Matthew Golden plays. So I think he is going to get a touchdown, either Matthew Golden or Dubes on the outside. But for future, with Jaden Reed out, not this week, but next week going forward, pay attention to Dartavian Wicks. Because Wicks played that 1-for-1 slot snaps that Reed got. So keep him on your radar going forward. Not this week, but going forward.
I think that if Dontavian Wicks can learn how to catch the ball, he has been he's been doing amazing route running for all the time, so long. He's been doing incredible everything besides being a good catcher. Welcome to most Packers wide receivers, though. The Packers always lead the league or are always up there for most dropped
Well, hey, I mean, if
passes.
Quentin Johnston can learn how to catch a ball when he has bricks for hands, why can't Wicks?
That is true. That is very true.
Our questions are slowing down. Anyone else got any more questions? If not, I have one that I was thinking Juwan Johnson or Ferguson. And after our conversation, I mean, now I'm even more confused because I have Ferguson top 6. But Juwan Johnson, we know he's getting the targets. I think it has to be Ferguson, right?
Sorry, I zoned for a second. Say it again.
Juwan Johnson or Jake Ferguson.
Oh, I'm going Juwan Johnson.
See, I'm going Ferguson, and I don't like. Is that crazy?
I don't think so. I think that they both have great. I like Johnson because I feel like he's like the main receiving staple in that offense. Justin, New England or ATL defense? I will tell you, neither of us are big on defenses here. But I'm going to tell you, ATL plays Carolina, and New England plays Pittsburgh. I'm going, and they don't. New England doesn't have Christian Gonzalez. I'm going ATL on this one. That's
24-team league because my guy has both outside of top 24. Patriots at 29 and Atlanta or 23. So Atlanta's at 23. So go with Atlanta if that's your only options. Can't you pick someone else up?
Okay, so drop the mic. Hold on, my computer's being dumb for a second. It's not showing that right now.
Yeah, Mike even says ATL.
Mike says ATL, ATL, ATL. It wasn't showing up on my end. Now it is. Boom. Okay. J Dabs. Okay. Full point PPR, 0.5 tight end premium, flex 2, Igbuka, Ertz, Downs. I think your first two.
Yeah, you can't start Downs yet. I want to see more from him, and like Tyler Warren's taking all of his targets away.
Yeah,
because that's what they do. They play the middle of the field, and Tyler Warren's. And yeah, I know Ibuka is going to be limited, but he could easily outscore both those guys. So if you had to start one, I would go Ibuka. Starting 2, I'm going Ertz.
Yep. I think you have them in order in your question. Okay. Drop the mic has asked, said I picked up Indy in a league. So Justin Pierce, back for your defenses. I like Atlanta. They are without AJ Terrell, so that is something to keep note of. But I like the idea of picking up Indy in the league as well. I think that
Indy I have ranked. Let's see, I'm looking at my guys. So I don't rank defenses. That's the one thing I don't do, plus kickers. But they have Colts at 20. So that would be a better option. But still, is this a 20-team league? So real quick, they have Texans, Vikings, Packers, Seahawks, Rams, Chiefs, Broncos, Ravens, Chargers, 49ers, Jets, Bucks, Steelers, Bears, Eagles. I mean, that's 15 right there that you should be able to pick up above the guys you mentioned.
Okay. And absolutely, J Dabs, he says, appreciate it. Boom. Drop the mic. Ugly
Oh,
question. Benson, Franklin Downs need two. And yes, one of these has to be in my super flex. Ooh, that's
ooh,
why that question is so ugly. Oh, I love Franklin. I
yeah.
think Franklin is becoming the guy that we wanted Mims to be. That
Yep.
Mims was talked about all season
Mike
being
loved him.
high.
That's the funny part.
You love Mims?
Mike was a
Oh,
huge advocate of Mims.
oh, so was I, dude. So
Me
was
too.
I. Ugh. And Franklin has a 23% target share on that offense. Cortland Sutton has 20. Marvin Mims has 9. I think that um I think that's pretty easy
So
um on that case. And then when we're looking at Downs, Downs does have an 18% target share on that team. Um but he's not doing anything with it. He's PPR ranked wide receiver 65 right now. That's not anybody that I would want to be starting at this point. And Trey Benson, I think that he obviously had a big breakout game last week with the receiving. I don't think he does that again. I think that's an anomaly of a game. But I think Trey Benson has a better chance of breaking out and doing stuff than um, Marvin Mims does. Or,
yeah.
I mean, Josh Downs does.
So I'm definitely going Franklin. Let's see. Week 1, he caught 4 or 6 of his targets. He played only 64% of snaps that week and ran a route on 73%. And let's see, week 2, his snaps were increased to 83% and ran a route on 93% rate. Caught 8 of 9 targets. He got a touchdown. 3 of those targets were also in the red zone. So that means they're looking for Franklin in the red zone. Franklin
Yes.
also has a rapport with Nix from college. So I think that's growing. So between Downs and Benson, damn, that's tough.
Yeah, it is.
Tyler Warren, isn't he like dealing with some kind of an injury?
But he's going to play.
Yeah, I know he's going to play, but what if they like limit him? I don't
I
think they
doubt that they will.
That
Their offense is running through him.
Benson, I mean, even splitting carries, I don't think he scored more than 8 points per game.
No, not at all. I mean, you could either do Downs or Benson. It is an ugly question. I think that I think Benson, but I'm not gonna tell you
I mean,
not to.
Benson. So
I hate,
Downs
I
might
hate
be safe for play. I
yeah,
don't know. So I don't know how to look at it because, like, well, what if Connor gets hurt? Then Benson to
yeah.
the moon. But like Downs, he just hasn't been seeing anything. But like Downs should positively regress at some time.
I just don't know if it's now. I think that they have something. They're 2-0. They have something that's working. Why are they going to deviate from that? In my opinion.
Yeah. So let's risk it. Let's go Benson.
Yeah. Also, fun facts about Troy Franklin before we head out. He's caught 80% of his targets, which is the 7th best rate among wide receivers with at least 10 targets this season. Those wide receivers ahead of him: Puka, Diggs, Debo, Cup, Waddle, and Amon-Ra. He's also 2-on-2 when it comes to contested catch situations. There are only 6 receivers this season, with Franklin included, that have 100% catch rate on contested catches with multiple opportunities: Waddles, Dig, Tyreek, Puka, and Hollywood Brown. Obviously, these are very small sample sizes, as Zach_Seegers says on Twitter. I pretty much just read his tweet verbatim, so thank you for posting that. Got to give credit where it is due. Boom. Okay, we are hitting that hour mark, which means that we are going to be logging off. Thank you so much for all of you that have asked questions, that are watching, all of that fun stuff. You can find me at Topher K44 right here on Twitter and Blue Sky. Jamie, what about yourself?
You can find me on Twitter at Jamie Perog. You can find me right here. I go for 2 on a Tuesday night cheat sheet and Sunday mornings with my awesome host, Topher. Let's see. I also do Fantasy Six Pack Wednesday nights right after Topher show. And
Yep.
I'll go to the IDP Center.
Yes. So thank you so much for listening, watching. Please make sure you're coming back next week so we can answer more of your questions and hopefully keep you winning. Because, Jamie, why do we want people to keep winning?
Because nobody likes a loser.
And that is how we end our show, folks.